How you guys doing? On this video I'm going to teach you guys how to place the clutch on a WRX, specifically 2011 to 08 to 2014. Now what this car had a bad fork. Didn't make any pressure, so you couldn't go into gear. And yeah, so to take the clutch off, we're gonna start off by raising the car up and taking out the radiator, the accessories, which includes the AC and the power steering. What we're gonna do with that, we're just gonna place it on the side, so and the AC on the other side, just to make it easier, so I don't have to bleed these lines. And then yeah, we'll start stripping. We'll start taking the battery off, battery right there, the air intake, and to get to the back, to access the back bolts, we'll take the top mount off. And yeah, watch me through, and hope you guys enjoy. I mentioned tools, so we're going to be using obviously a jack and jack stands to raise the car. We're also going to be needing an engine hoist and a bunch of tools, especially an impact. Mostly running on 10s, 12s, and 14s. And yeah, tools wise, that's pretty much what we're gonna need. Some wrenches, 12, 14 obviously. Yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, so now these are the parts I took off so far. Intercooler, radiator, battery. I drained out the radiator. By the way, this is not the coolant you're supposed to use. Blue coolant. And yeah, don't use this coolant. I'm just doing a job for somebody. Okay, but now I'm gonna take the band off. And for the AC belt, there's no tensioner. You're gonna have to take the pry bar, pry it right here, and then turn the engine. So you're prying out and you're turning the engine so the band comes off. And it's gonna be a pain in the ass to get in later, but it's doable. And yeah, after that, after I got the power steering pump over here and the AC over there, we could start disassembling from the rear. Also wanted to mention we gotta take off the fuel lines, which I should have took out the fuse and cranked it to get all the fuel out. So I'm gonna get squirted by fuel. Yeah, not to mention there's other grounds to take off. This guy is using like a stereo or some shit. But yeah, get to it. It's currently 9:15, and these fuel lines are a pain in the butt, by the way. So I had to get like a pry bar and try to pry it out. Just be careful with the lines. And yeah, I took this out from the AC. It was 14 millimeters. There's a 14 millimeter here, and there's one, you don't really see this one, but it's in the back. It's kind of hard to get into. And there's another one holding the bracket for the air pump that was there. Yeah, now we're gonna take power steering, and I think we should be done with this side. And then we should start digging into the back, taking out the intercooler. And then yeah, we're gonna take out the downpipe and the starter, and then we'll get into the transmission. So now I took the top mount off, and you can see what I'm really talking about. So yeah, what we really have to take off is the slave cylinder, starter. There's some hoses right here we have to take off too, and the downpipe right here. These I think there's 5 bolts or 6 bolts, I'm not so sure, but this is a 14. 14. Everything else is 14. I think this might be a 14 too. And yeah, so yeah, we'll start taking this off. We'll go from safe cylinder, starter, and then downpipe, and then we start taking out the transmission bolts for 14 as well, and the 2 bottom bolts. And yeah, then just start feeling loose after this. Yeah, it's hot as hell, but we got to the money. One more thing I want to mention, it's just good mechanic ethic to like have the bullets where you have them, just so you don't get confused, especially if this is your first time. I definitely recommend it go this way. So all the bullets I took off, they all go back where they came out. You know, we got bolts right here, and this is how I go out throughout the whole process. But yeah, just have good mechanic ethics so you don't have any missing bolts, and you know, trying to figure out last minute where to go. We're taking the engine mount bolts off, so 14, and and I can't get the camera in there, but that's a 14 right there holding the starter. There's another 14, and then there's these nuts that are holding it, and one more 14 over there. Yeah, we should be good. After that, you can feel the engine get loose and start putting the engine mount. Yeah, see ya. But yeah, this is what left the engine mount bolt at a chisel. That's why it took so long, but you know, things happen, I guess. But now we're gonna get our engine, and we're gonna mount it up. I'm gonna mount it up on this bolt right here, and right here there's a 12 mil. I might mount it up right there. And yeah, I don't know if I should lower the car first just to get more clearance, so I don't have to, the hoist doesn't have to go all the way up, or I'm gonna do it through here. But either way, you guys are gonna watch me struggle. One-man mission here. So yeah, stay tuned. I forgot to mention these two hoses. I gotta get rid of them too, and the brake booster hose. I'm gonna get rid of this bracket here too to give me more room, and the grounds. I forgot about that. Take the 10s. I think we should be good after this, and just mount this. You know. Alright guys, engine is now out, and yeah, see the major problem, pressure plate. Where is the pressure plate? But yeah, this would make pressure. Yeah, this bearing shot. Yeah, it's in need of some replacement. But yeah, we're gonna clean the surface off now. We're gonna go get the flywheel resurfaced, and yeah, we'll go on from there. And we'll torque the clutch, torque the flywheel, and install it back. Yeah. So now we're gonna replace this because you included it in there, and we're gonna grease up where the bearing rotates, right, which is this area, and where the fork sits. So we'll go to it. I'll show you guys. This is a spring right here. I'm gonna put a little bit of grease here. As you can see, there's grease right there and grease right there. I'll put a little bit of grease here and where the bearing sits, so it's nice and lubricated. In the clutch kit comes a special spline lube, which I'm waiting for. But when that gets here, install that, and this is the little spring that goes here. I think I mentioned it again. But yeah. And we'll put a little bit of grease right here too. Where the pusher. So, there we go, new clutch bearing and clutch fork installed. It's nice, and yeah, we're ready. So fast forward 2 days, and here we are. See the engine's right here. And yeah, we were just waiting for the clutch kit to arrive, and we're going with Nexity clutch. And that's the new resurfaced flywheel I was talking about. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bearing that comes in the clutch kit. So right here, we're gonna tap it. Just a good little flush. But yeah, let me show you the old clutch. And I don't know what clutch masters. So yeah, this looks like a Kevlar disc. And yeah, I don't know. We went ahead and we went with a stock disc. And I'm pretty sure this material is more durable than the Kevlar. I'm not so sure. I haven't had a car where I had the Kevlar disc, but yeah, we're gonna install an XD clutch on this. Good brand, and it comes with that, the pressure plate, bearing, which I think I'm going to install in there. The spline lube I was talking about, and the bearing that's going to go in the flywheel. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this bearing here. We're going to tap it with a large socket, and we're just going to have the bearing flush, just at flush. Yeah, get to it. Okay, engine's now out. Took out the flywheel. We went to get it resurfaced, and yeah, now we're gonna install the new bearing that comes with the clutch kit, and it's gonna be flush. And then after that, we're gonna torque it. On the crankshaft, and yeah, we'll get to it. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and put these bolts on. These are the ones holding the flywheel. We're gonna put Loctite around them, and so the bolts are now snug. They were Loctite, and I have my torque wrench right here set to the right torque. I'll leave a torque spec right here for you guys. And yeah, I put this wrench here to stop the motor from turning, just so I could be able to torque this down, because if I didn't have this, the motor would just keep on turning. And yeah, now we're just gonna torque this down in a star pattern, and yeah, we'll get ready to start the clutch and install it in the car. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright, the flywheel is now torqued down. We're gonna go ahead and clean this with some brake cleaner, and we're gonna get ready to install the XD clutch. Now we need a alignment tool, which is right here. As you can see, it's pouring right now. Stop us. And yeah, the most important part installing the clutch is making sure that the clutch is straight, because if it's not, you're gonna have trouble installing it. And yeah, I can't stress this enough. This just happened to me before when the clutch isn't straight, and trust me, it's a pain in the butt to get it in there. So yeah, so now I'm wipe down the surface, cut the bolts, and torque this down. I believe this is 11.8 foot-pounds, and we're gonna torque it in the star pattern, same pattern. Yeah, we'll get to it, and hopefully the rain stops so I can install the motor. New clutches, and God, look at that thing, nice and shiny. And that's what I was talking about. It's aligned. Yeah, we'll get ready to install it. Hopefully the rain dies down. Now we have the car on jack stands, and we have the tranny jacked up, and this should give us enough clearance, I say, to put the motor in. You know, the car is in an angle, so when you put the engine in, it could help out. And yeah. So now we'll start putting them. Once we get down there, we'll start putting these 2 bolts right here, and we'll tighten them evenly just so the case could close. And yeah, get to it. So now the engine's in, and let me just tell you, this by yourself is not an easy task. I had to noodle my way through with the jack on the transmission. Now I'm mounting the bolts on for the transmission. There are 14. There's also 14s for the starter. And yeah, just take your time with this. It could get frustrating, but yeah, just got it in place. Now I'm gonna put the starter in, because there's the starter bolts that come with it. And also don't forget the ground that's on this bolt. It's somewhere around here. Alright guys, so motor's now in, and this was pretty tedious by yourself. It took me around an hour just to get it in, but nevertheless, it's in. Now I'm gonna start putting, I started putting the bolts that close the case. I still need the starter bolts that go here. That's gonna close that part, and there's other 2 more, and then there's 2 nuts on the bottom. Yeah, we'll get to that after that. I'm gonna start putting the downpipe and the slave cylinder, all the other accessories I took off. I'm gonna start putting them on. And yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna not record as much because you guys saw me disassemble it. I'm just gonna reassemble everything. And yeah, hopefully next clip we'll see her running.